doing is I'm fluffing. Now I'm doing the build up, right? So I have my backbone, I'm doing the build up, and I'm attaching another cluster at the bottom to fluff out the bottom, and I'm making sure that I'm doing it to one of the back balloons. The reason why you do that is because if you Hello ballooners and welcome back. In today's installation, we're going to be using the Triple B method to create a beautiful Valentine's theme garland. It's going to be a half organic garland. So around my waist is my trusty garden tool belt. They do have professional tool belts for balloon artists on Balloons Online. So I'm taking my pre-tied 260 balloon, which is in my tool belt. I have multiple in my tool belt, and I also have my rubber band and anything else I may need. The tool belt is great if you are ever going to do installs that you have to go on a ladder for. So I'm taking the pre-tied 260 balloon, I'm wrapping it around this cluster of 8. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be attaching it to the command hook because I'm doing a stand-free installation, and I'm just taking it and I'm wrapping it around the hook at least 2 times to secure it. Now the reason why I do this is because many a times I've put the command hook on, sorry, not the command hook, but I put the 260 balloon on the command hook, and then I try to attach the clusters, and unfortunately it rips off of the wall. So I realized that this is the best technique to use to avoid that. So now I'm just fixing it to suit me and the direction in which I want to go in for this. So with the Triple B method, the first B stands for the backbone. The backbone is where we're going to create the overall shape in which, the shape and the direction in which the garland is going to be taking, right? Right now, I tried to tie this cluster of 6 to the neck of the cluster of 8. It wasn't working out. So next technique is to take a rubber band and wrap it around the other cluster. And voila. So as you can see, it's kind of leaning over. So at some point, I am going to create another rigging system to avoid it from flopping over. So as I was saying, the Triple B method includes your backbone, your build up, your beautification. So the backbone is the shape that the overall balloon is going to, or garland is going to take. The buildup is you adding fillers. So your fillers can be, or not really fillers, but more, yeah, you're basically fluffing out the garland, right? The next thing you want to do is beautify it. So you can beautify it by adding mini quads or mini garlands, as well as any decals or floral arrangements that you feel would be suitable for your installation. So right now I am just taking my command hook, and you will see here that I wrap the 260, the pre-tied 260, around one of the back balloons of that cluster, and then I wrap it around the command hook. And I make sure I do it from the back because at the end of the day, we're trying to create an organic look, and the last thing I want to do is put tension on any balloon that's to the front. And what I always want to remind you guys is that not every balloon is going to show. That is the beauty of organic design. Not every balloon is going to show. Some balloons are meant to be to the back. Now I'm taking this beautiful mini garland cluster, and it's actually 2 long garlands consisting of, I believe, maybe 80 to 100 5-inch balloons in total, and they were all sized to around 2.5 inches. Um, and I'm just attaching it by the neck to the cluster that is already on top and attached to the wall. Guys, I'm not the biggest fan of tying by the neck because it really hurts my hands. I am definitely a sucker for using rubber bands or 260s to attach my clusters to create the garlands. This is definitely a personal preference. You are more than welcome to tie by the neck. I do it for some, but I don't do it for all. All right, because I can't be bothered. Sometimes it's a waste of time. So I'm taking my ladder, and you're going to see why this belt is so important to have. First of all, I'm short. So anything over 5 inches, I need a ladder. So as you can see right here, I am struggling to tie this balloon cluster to the neck of the other balloon cluster that's attached to the wall. I struggled and I struggled. This is where time consuming comes into play. And guess what I did? I didn't have to come off of the ladder. I tried one more time. And when it didn't work that last time, I was like, we gonna use a different technique. I took the 260 or the rubber band and I attached it to it. You're not gonna see it right there, but I did it. So what I'm doing is I'm fluffing. Now I'm doing the build up, right? So I have my backbone, I'm doing the build up, and I'm attaching another cluster at the bottom to fluff out the bottom, and I'm making sure that I'm doing it to one of the back balloons. The reason why you do that is because if you do it more to the front, it looks more like it was dumped there rather than it was, nicely placed there. It doesn't really create an organic look if you're going to be doing it if you're going to be attaching clusters to the front. So I tied that to give it a more fluff look on one end, right? And I'm going to be attaching it in that area. And once again, as you can see, I'm attaching it to a back balloon, not the front. And the great thing about the rubber band technique is that I'm able to really move the balloons around. If the balloon doesn't look right in that area, it's easy for me to just take it off in comparison to tying it by the neck. I have less flexibility to be able to change where I want it to go. And as you can see, for the most part, I'm putting all of my larger balloons to the front, and any other balloons that are smaller, they usually go more towards the back. And the reason for this is that is a part of the fluff that you're trying to create with your organic designs. Right here, it shows you exactly why I love using my rubber bands in comparison to tying by the neck. I didn't like the placement of the clusters, so I changed the whole thing by just taking it off and trying again. Rinse and repeat. So you see that I decided to place a rubber band in the middle of the garland instead of placing it to all the way to one end. And this is a great technique to really fulfill that organic look. It doesn't always have to be attached to either end. So as you can see, I'm creating even more fluff at the bottom to really give that nice enhanced beauty and fullness with this balloon garland. And I'm doing it from the back, guys. I'm not trying to attach it to the front ones. If it can be avoided, avoid it at all costs, so long as it's not like a mini cluster or a mini garland that you're attaching. So guys, the reason why I'm able to do so much balloon adjustments is I've been stepping back to look at the overall design and see where there should be gaps versus where there shouldn't be gaps. So that's what I've been doing throughout, and it's very important. I actually did a video for a reminder for you guys to always make sure that you're stepping back and you're looking at your work as you're doing your installation. It's very important, guys. Very important. So guys, that cluster or that quad fell because I never attached it. There's actually a big gap behind the mini cluster that's attached in the middle. So I thought I could sneak and just put it there, but always try to secure your balloons, guys. Lesson learned, right? Always try to secure your balloons if you can. I am really, really loving this. Really loving it. It's coming together so well. So I'm just adding a little bit more finishing touches to create the overall shape of the garland. And you see how I'm able to just, I love balloons. Like, you can switch this around so many times. You can adjust it, right? And I'm just trying to make sure you guys see everything. So now what I'm going in and I'm doing is I'm just adding in my fillers, which are the mini clusters, the mini garlands. And this is going to basically help in the enhancement of the overall installation, right? Remember that we're always trying to create wow factors. We're not trying to do subpar work. So we want to do everything to the best of our ability so that we're able to give our clients quality. So I'm using these mini garlands just to find the areas that I believe are my gap areas and I need to close them off, right? And that is the power of these mini garlands, right? You can use them to lessen the gaps within your garlands, and you can also use them just as a way to enhance the overall beauty of your balloon installation. Once again, I'm looking back to see where I can put this mini cluster. Where do I feel needs to be filled? Where is a gap that I don't want a gap to be? So now I'm taking these foil balloons, and I already created a video for you guys on how to inflate your foil balloons and how to attach your foil balloons. So I'm just speeding this process up, um, but still showing you. All right. So I'm gonna take the tape. Clear tape is always recommended, guys, because you want it to be somewhat invisible to the naked eye. And then I'm taking my 260 and my clear small command hook. This command hook is actually one that has steel on it. So I'm able to pull the 260 through the steel that has a gapping and tie it to really be able to create a rigging system to attach the foil balloon to the garland. Now I do this method because I reuse my balloons. If you have no intentions of reusing your balloons, you can just go ahead and attach balloon glue or U glue, U glue dash or U dash glue to the foil balloon and attach that to the a balloon on the garland. Um, when I do it in this method, I'm able to adjust the balloon the way I want it to be, and I'm able to like adjust, readjust until I find the perfect spot for it. If I use glue dot, unfortunately, once I stick it, I can't move it, because if I try to move it, I'm either going to pop the foil balloon or I'm going to pop the actual balloon on the garland. And I want to avoid that as much as possible. So if you want more flexibility on placements, do this method, and do this method if you want to be able to reuse your balloons. and it makes installation so much quicker when you're doing it this way. So guys, basically with prep time and installation time, so prep time took me roughly 3 hours to one, blow up all of my balloons. The mini clusters, the mini garlands I should say, were what took me the most time to blow up. Um, the foil balloons took me roughly 20 minutes to blow them up and then attach the command hook rigging system to them. And then adding florals took me roughly 10 minutes, probably less, because I didn't actually protect the stems of all of the floral arrangements because I didn't feel like it was needed for every single one of them. So I would say in total 4 hours, including prep time and overall setup. So guys, this is why I say it's important to charge based on your time, because you're putting in time to purchase balloons, you're putting in time to prep and then decorate. So right here I am attaching a old balloon and a rubber band to the stem of that floral because I want to make sure that I protect the stem from popping the balloons. Many a times if you purchase balloons from Amazon, they do come with these stems that tend to be a little bit sharp, so we want to protect it at all costs. All materials will be linked for you guys, and I will also put how many balloons I used in total for this installation. You see what I did there? I actually took the rubber band that was connected to that flower and I wrapped it around the balloon because it wasn't staying without it being secured. And that's why that method is also great. Guys, I really loved this installation. Like each time I do a different installation, it becomes my favorite. So don't be surprised if I say, "Oh, this is my favorite installation now." But for right now, this is my new favorite installation. It's so beautiful, and the way the red just accentuates the gold balloons. It's really amazing. I'm so happy that this idea came to me. So some of the flowers were purchased from Amazon and some of them were purchased from Michael's, I believe. I did go in store, but I do believe I am able to find the links to share with you guys for these flowers if you're interested in buying them. So basically, adding the flowers is basically the last part of the triple B process whereby you're beautifying it, right? Adding flowers, I believe, is a great way to enhance the overall beauty of your balloon garlands. This is an add-on that you can offer to clients. Please make sure that you're being paid for this service as well, guys. I will catch you guys on the next video, and I hope that this video was very eventful. Well, not eventful, but helpful.